Hello and welcome everybody. I hope you can hear my audio. Okay. Thank you very much again for joining us today. We'll take it slowly for a minute or two and wait for a few more viewers to join and take the time out from their no doubt busy schedules. So we're about to begin the 5th session of our MicroStation Live Series. And with this topic, we've chosen to discuss about MicroStation's key capabilities in having the ease of use and the customization. So it refers to how you as designers and individuals can flexibly move around if you need to the system and the user interface, and to make it more user friendly for you and the discipline of work that you work in. So if you just give us one more minute, we'll get stuck in straight away. Yeah, we'll just wait for a few more seconds to have a few more attendees, and then we'll get going. Okay, amazing. I think we should move forward with Ronald. So again, thank you very much for joining, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules. We're going to be discussing MicroStation's 5th session today on the ease of use and customization. As always, please feel free to use the chat box to add any questions or comments. We'll do our best to answer them and respond to them interactively during this session. You'll also get the recording of this in the next few days. It shouldn't take too long. And the previous sessions that were recorded are on our YouTube channel on Bentley MicroStation. So all of the content is there from our previous sessions. And of course, if you have any difficulties in accessing that, please do reach out. And yeah, as part of this series, please do stay tuned in for our next session. It'll be in approximately 3 or 4 weeks' time, where we'll be taking cover of the next topic. So with me today, we have Ronald. Ronald, I'll just bring you up onto the stage. Ronald is our application engineer for MicroStation. He's joined us for a few of these sessions. Has a long experience in developing this product. And Ronald, would you like to say a quick hello and introduce yourself? Ronald, I think you're muted. Could you unmute, please?
It would help if I open my microphone. Yeah, absolutely.
Great, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining. And yeah, I'm a MicroStation user for 26 years now, and I joined Bentley in 2004, and I'm doing all the user consulting stuff, and do some trainings and customizations, some programming as well. And yeah, that's what I do every day.
Amazing. Thank you very much. No doubt we'll come back to you and make use of some of that expertise today. So yeah, our first topic, if I can just introduce it before passing on to you, Ronald, is we'll be covering the topic of ease of use and customization. So what does this actually mean? So we'll be covering how you can apply standards, CAD standards, to your files and ensure that they assist in your workflows and make them easier to do. And you can do this via applying your own CAD standards or importing others. We'll also be covering the topic of work sets and workspaces in MicroStation. What are the key differences between these? How can you adapt these to your workflows to make you more efficient in your day-to-day design work? We'll talk about the tools displayed and how you can change the display of the tools. For example, I've got an image here of it's MicroStation in all 3 windows, but in all 3 windows, the tools are aligned in a different way because they're customizable. So very simply, you can move around whichever ones you utilize mostly as part of your workflows and make it user-friendly for yourself. So no doubt Ronald will go into greater depth for that. And we'll also look at additional special tools within MicroStation. So today, the main point of discussion is how can MicroStation be utilized and be customized in a way that's going to make your life as a designer, a CAD professional, or any other designer in the infrastructure or architecture sphere, and make your life easier. So with that, Ronald, I'd like to pass it over to you, please.
Yep. Thanks, Muslim. Yeah, can you share my screen, please? Thank you. I was thinking, what is easy to use, easy of use? And I decided for myself, I don't like to think about CAD standards. I don't like to think about something behind the scenes. I just want to grab a DGN file, for example, like that one for bridge design. And then MicroStation should know what to do. Yeah? So simply double click the file, open MicroStation, takes a few seconds. And then MicroStation is set to the department landscape because I was using that a few minutes ago. And now I need the bridge design settings. There are different CAD standards like layers, levels, styles for dimension and text and so on. And MicroStation will know from the DGN file that we have to change to bridge design now. Yeah, that's simply what I'm getting from this dialog. So let's open the file and we get the right CAD standard, the right settings in the background.
So Ronald, quickly, just to ask is, so somebody's prepared or you have prepared a bridge design module here, and as part of its settings for this file type, that individual has utilized bridge settings, right? So when you've been transferred this model and you're opening it, MicroStation picks up on that and suggests to you whether you'd like to open this bridge module with the bridge design elements of customization for MicroStation and the tools to make it easier for you. Is that the case here?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what we need. If you look at the attributes, for example, in the upper right left corner, we get some levels here or layers, and these are now a list of bridge levels and not landscape or building design. That's part of the CAD standards. What is also part of CAD standards? Let me take a look at the Explorer. We got different resources here, like dimension styles, display styles. All these styles or levels and definitions, these are all part of my CAD standards. So I just open the file and MicroStation knows where the file belongs to and will open the right workspace and workset that's behind the scenes. I call the workspace here department. You can change the name of this workspace label. I called this department in this case. Let's take a look here behind the scenes. These are the departments where I work with, and I've got, for example, bridge design, landscape, some parametric construction, and station design. This is simply, you have to think about this. How can I divide my company or my departments into these levels? Maybe these are settings from your clients that you need, or you have other organizational things to do here. That could be the workspace on the left-hand side. And every workspace, every department in my case, works with a different work set, and the work set could be a project. Our project here is a soccer stadium. We are in Europe, so soccer is very famous. And I also have a Helsinki Center project. That's another bridge project where we designed a bridge over the river there. And we also have a project from Italy with a nice reality model in the background. So these are projects I'm working with, and I know that I'm in this department. The topic today is also customization and how to get the right tools. And this is also part of the of this CAD standard settings. So while I'm going to the bridge department, I get my bridge workflow added here. It's not out of the box, to be honest. It's something I prepared for this demo, and you have to create once. Some CAD admin has to create this. And for bridge design, we need on a home tab some tools here. They are in that specific order, and we need also some modeling tools and some content tools maybe at the end to place new cells, new blocks, do some attachments here with item types. Just an example. And what happens if I change the file, if I open another file from maybe here from inside MicroStation? I can use my workset and workspace definition. So I'd like to open a landscape file, for example. Simply change the settings. New department now is landscape, and same project, soccer stadium. And this is a file from a different department. So we got different CAD standards. We have different levels here. Now we've got landscape levels automatically, just by changing the file. And all the other settings in the background are changed now. Also a landscape design workflow. And I've got my different tool set here right for this topic. Let me show you something here. I'd like to add some more trees. I've got a landscape detail attachment. And I'd like to add some trees at this part here. So all I need to do is pick up my tools from the landscape workflow. I've got a visualization tab, and here is a popular tool. We need some nice trees, and then I'd like to paint the surface with these trees. Let's see if it works. I go here over the surface, and then I place the trees. You can see it in the big view, not in the small one. The small one is just to reduce the number of faces in the view. So that's all I need here for landscape design. And then from here you can use this file in the whole project, in the master file, and can do some visualization, for example. So the main point here is we have this workspace setting and a workset, and these together will give you the chance to build libraries and to deliver your CAD standard, including customizations in the interface. I'd like to open the bridge design again before I go to station design. And usually you get the drawing. That's something you get from Bentley, with the MicroStation setup. You get drawing and general and modeling and visualization. These are default workflows. And if you need some tools from modeling, for example, we've got some solid modeling here. And the next time you need tools from drawing and annotation, then it could be annoying to jump forth and back and between the different workflows, a lot of clicks to do. So I would decide just to add this whole tab or just simply a group to my own workflow. And how can I do this? I simply go to customize ribbon, something that you can do on your own, or you can simply ask your CAD administrator to do this in a more general file. And here are the workflows and the tabs. And on the tabs, we've got some groups. And I forgot what to do. Okay, I'd like to add the annotate or text group to my home tab. Then I can pick something from here. These are the existing groups coming with MicroStation, and I simply look for the text feature, the text group. Here we go. There are two text groups, so let me take a look at this. This is a smaller one, maybe for another customization. And here's my bigger text group, and I can drag and drop to the right or simply add. And when I click apply, I get this new group into my own workflow, into my own tab. And if I look at the building tab or building workflow, you will see that we're gonna get the text over here. So it's very easy to do and very self-explaining. That's Microsoft technology. It's the same as it would be in Word or Excel or PowerPoint. So this is nothing special. By the way, if you look at the tabs here, if you look at the groups in my home tab, the groups, before I did my customization, obviously, if you look at the groups, then you can compare this with your AutoCAD ribbon. In this case, I selected the order of the groups and the content of these groups, just like it would be in AutoCAD. And the reason was in bridge design, we have many people coming from an AutoCAD company. They used AutoCAD before, so we hired somebody there. and just a story I'm telling. And they are very familiar with this order of tools, and they don't have to think about the different MicroStation order. If you look at the drawing, for example, in drawing home, that's the MicroStation Bentley default. And by the way, these AutoCAD tools are also default already. If you get MicroStation without customization, you can change to the general workflow. And the general workflow delivers tabs and groups on these tabs, just like in AutoCAD. And
that's a very important point, Ronald. In industry, of course, in generally in infrastructure, building design, you get several applications in the sector. People, and typically engineers, architects utilizing, depending on the project and the project requirement, sometimes Bentley MicroStation, sometimes Autodesk AutoCAD, and maybe some other applications as well. So to have that simple transition when an engineer or an architect can easily pick up the mouse and with a few customizations, at the very bottom, of course, it's a different application, but at least your day-to-day and your very simple tasks are, easily customizable to make your workflows very simpler. It's a very important, ability to have within the application itself.
There's also a kind of translation here. We say level in MicroStation, and AutoCAD says layers. We say cells, place cell, and here's the translation, block. So you got also a little bit of a dictionary in this case. By the way, you can also use your Autodesk shortcuts. So we have a key in window here. Let me open that one. And I remember that there's a key in, for example, for place circle. It would be simply a C. So if I type a C here and hit enter, I get my place circle tool. If you look at my screen very carefully, then I just have to type a backslash before to tell MicroStation, hey, that's an AutoCAD shortcut. So \C would open the place circle, and I guess \R is something like redraw the view, and so on. So this is based on original AutoCAD files and AutoCAD shortcuts. If you use this very much, I can show you the file behind the scenes here. I already opened that one. This is
Ronald,
a so-called
I don't
PGP file.
I don't want to be a pain, but this was one key thing for me when I made the transition as an engineer from Autodesk to MicroStation. It's the black background. You've not used it.
Okay, I come back to this. If you look at this is the AutoCAD PGP file, and if you have a customized version of this file, you can take it into MicroStation and you can use your same shortcuts and whatever you get here. This is original AutoCAD file. Should be a copyright also on top of it. I don't know, somewhere here. So
that's easy to import, right?
Sorry?
That's quite easy and straightforward to import, right?
Right. Just put it in the right place or set a configuration variable, and then MicroStation will read this file automatically. You don't need to change the syntax or the content of the file. It's just we take the original file here. Did you say something about black background, or what was it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I personally prefer it. It's nice to work on a white background like we've done for several years at Bentley. But the black background is something that many people are in the industry used to. It's one of those small things that if we had it would help, right? And I know we recently introduced it in the latest Connect edition.
Okay, let me show you something. I simply go to my backstage area here where I've got my settings for users, and what I can do is I change the view options. That's my favorite here, black background to white. Usually in MicroStation design files as well as in DWG files, we have a black design background and a white sheet background for paper space. That's the default. And if I don't set up this one, I get the black background again. And you can also set the dark mode. It should be in look and feel, I guess. Yeah, use the dark theme UI. So simply click that one, hit OK. And all I have to do now is just to restart my MicroStation. because this has to reload some resource files here. And again, now I've got a station design file. I simply double-click my file, go to my station design now. MicroStation will open in a dark mode. You can see the dark gray dialog boxes coming up. It reminds me that this one should be for department station design, that project. Let's open this one. And look at this. Almost like AutoCAD. The background is still white, but that's because of the display style. If I change the display style to hidden line, for example, I got my black background.
There we go. That's what I'm
With
talking
the
about.
illustration display style, we have a white background just to get a brighter image.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's very quick.
Looks better to you?
Yeah, but if you're not used to it, you're not used to it. But at least the option is there, right? That's the key. That's the most important element.
You always use that how you grew up. I grew up with MicroStation in a light and white background environment.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to this, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. The more I'm using it, maybe the better it is.
So you've gone to station design now. Has the work settings of that changed again?
The reason here is I'd like to show you something that you may need to do if you do not some customizations. Yeah, you need to pick the right workflow. Okay, that's one step. And then I'd like to create a foundation just like this one here. Yeah, a new part of this foundation. Let's say I cannot copy that one and have to create a new one. So what do I have to do? I need the right tool, maybe. I need to use the tool slab, for example. With every tool, we got tool settings, so I can say what's the length, width, and height of this slab, of this element. And this will create a simple geometry called slab and not a foundation object. Yeah? The foundation object needs some more information. The foundation object would need, sorry, where's my tool? Not in the modeling, I need drawing, different workflow. I need my attach tab, I'm sorry. And then I need to attach some item types here. Yeah, there's a specific item type for architecture, and there are many of these. Should be one for foundation. Here it is. I have to type everything here that I need. A lot of work to do. A lot of small, simple steps. Yeah, and all these little steps. Also, what level and what color and line style you should use. All these little steps you can combine in just one tool. Okay, so I already prepared something here. You can simply go to modeling at the home tab, and I've added some foundation tools here for shallow foundation, like individual or isolated footing. I can take this tool, and just by clicking this tool, by starting this tool, I get everything I need. MicroStation will load the, will not. Let's do it again. Okay, using this tool, MicroStation will load an element template in the background. Okay, templates are not here yet. Don't know why. Maybe I'm not in the right work set. No, I'm in the right work set. So that's live. Okay, then let me tell you what is happening in the background, and I'll show you what you need to do to get this. The tool knows the layer, color, line style, and so on, the geometry attributes. It will also load, if available, a template. The template contains the business data, the object, the item type. And usually if I click here, I get a footing or foundation object, just like this. Using my AccuDraw, say, okay, I need, let's say, a size of 3 meters, I guess, in this case. Other direction also 3, and the height is just, I can take it from here. Just click there, use the existing height. So I get a new object, and this object should be ready right now, should have all the data I need. So sorry that it doesn't work now, but if everything is in place, then we get it. I'm just wondering why, but yeah, let me see. Let's look at behind the scenes. I go back to my Customize Ribbon tool, and I'd like to show you what we did with these tools. This tool is located in the Home tab. It's called the Foundation Group, different subgroups here, and this is the tool we added to this group. And this tool is based on a custom toolbox and toolset. It's a different dialog. No worries. If you are a CAD admin, you will understand these tools, and you get some training for it. And the secret behind here is that we add everything we need just in one tool. For example, we have the command data, like a key in that will call the tool, the function we need to open. It will attach a template. It will set the tool settings. It will say, okay, the distance is 3 meters, and use this the distance, and so on. And you can also add more settings. Sometimes we need locks for some reasons. There's a grid lock, or there's a annotation scale lock, also an orthogonal lock, to get only 0 and 90 degrees angles, whatever. Now, if you need these locks, you can set it directly at the tool. You can also set the snap mode. We need a specific snap mode to start this tool, and so on. Settings like active angle, and so on. All you need is just in one tool. And then at the end, you simply click here and get the right things on your cursor. You don't need to go through every little step, like tool settings and attach item type, and so on. And this is what I'm talking about when I say we have a special tool, just one click, and the tool will load everything for you and do all you need.
Yeah, sometimes, especially in the concept of a station, when some design elements can get very repetitive, such as foundations, in this case, to be able to do it with one click rather than having to draw it every single time or copy and paste in, etc. It's a much more straightforward and efficient way of doing things, and one of the key elements, or any designer using these applications, is efficiency. How can I make my design to appear, of course, the best quality as possible, but in the shortest time and the most efficient way possible.
And if you look at the attributes here, that are these attributes are attached to a foundation. All we need about the rebar and the concrete quality and ratio and
all the smart parameters come with it.
Yeah. And it's attached to everything here. If you look at the column, for example, this is the same data set or a different data set for a circular column, and you got the same one. And there's also a tool to get some columns. They're not here on my screen, but it could be the same tool and the same way to work with. And we also we see more and more users. They are not so experienced. They have not so much knowledge in MicroStation. They just have to draw something. They have to do a lot of work in a short amount of time. And if they get such tools, you can say, okay, place these and this and this. You don't have to think about anything else in the background. Just use the tool and place it wherever you need it, and then everything is fine. So we can use we can help these users to get along and to get their work done.
That's it.
Yeah. That's basically what I want to show. And again, I'm sorry that this doesn't work, but some variables are not in the right place, I guess. Usually I should have some more templates here. And with these templates, you get the item types and all the data in the background.
Amazing.
If I should summarize something here, I would say if you look at MicroStation out of the box, then you might have the impression that you say, hey, that's not easy to use, because you have to create layers, you have to think about these CAD standards, and you have to create your dimension and text styles and so on. This work should be done in the first place, or you get it from your client or from some other departments. There should be a CAD administrator preparing this, but once these workspace and work settings are in place, using DGN libraries and whatever in the background, then you can simply assign your drawings to these settings, open the file, and you get everything you need. And then it will be easy to use MicroStation, and more easier, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear, isn't it? I mean, it's a very powerful application, and with all applications of similar nature, it's what you get in is I mean, there's a ruder way of saying this, right? But what you put in is what you get out, right? So if you take the initial time and invest that time in importing the right CAD standards for your project or for your organization and develop those, your work will be much more efficient, and your designs will be much more efficient. I'll put this in our comment section as well. A lot of people don't know about this, but I mean, we have content online, and it's been around for a long time. It's not a new application, but there are small tips and tricks with MicroStation that can give you further efficiencies in your design processes. What I'll do at the end of this session, I'll paste a link which is open to everyone. Essentially, it's a MicroStation workers manual. So you just type in what you want to do, and it will give you the exact manual and layout of how to go about doing that. So I'll post that in there as well. And please feel free to fire the questions away and as and when we discuss them. Okay, Ronald?
Yep.
Do you want me to take over now again?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Do you want me to take control over again? Or
yes.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share on this topic?
I don't know what I should share now.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I could share a lot more details, but but I don't want to bore you in today's session.
Yeah, there'll be time to respond to the questions as well. So if I can just jump back in. So yeah, we've got a question actually here from John. Yep. He says, is there any tab option available like AutoCAD for open and work on multiple files at the same time?
MicroStation will not open a second file in the same instance. So if you open MicroStation once and then change the file, like go to open file or whatever, then it will close the previous one. So right now I'm in I open the MicroStation, for example, here. And if I go to file open, then I can select another one, and it will close the MicroStation master file and open the second one. There's no chance to get this in the same instance. If you need two files at the same time, you can simply open the second file. Just leave that one open, leave MicroStation open with the first file, and then open a second instance of MicroStation. Just double-click the second file, for example. You get a second window, program window, and this will use the landscape settings, and then you can place these two MicroStation windows or instances on your screen. There's no really tab option, but if I select this one in the first place and put the other one to the other side, or maybe you have two screens, then I've got two different files at the same time. And maybe you can compare something, or you want to copy something. You simply select this element here, and then you go to your tools, like copy, and then paste on the other side. No problem.
So you can directly copy and paste. So essentially it kind of works as tabs, but you do need to open two different windows.
Yeah, it don't has to be in the same program instance. I can select the element here. Okay, this element is not in my drawing. It's a XREF attachment, so I have to do a local copy first. Let me do this very quick here. So then now it is part of my DGN file, and I don't have write access to the XREF attachments. And if I select this one, I can do a copy, and on the other hand, in this instance, I can do a paste. Here we go. And now I got my column here at the cursor, and you can see it over here. Need some settings like top view or front view. I don't know. I can change the rotation. But this is the element that I just picked in the other drawing.
Okay. We've got a question from Jitendra here. I'm not sure how if you can catch anything from this, because I think we might need some more information to understand where the question is coming from. But it says, is there synchronization? So do we have synchronization? I'm not sure what it specifically refers to. Robin, Ronald, have you caught onto that? If not, Jitendra, please, can you just outline exactly what you're after?
We need some more details about this question.
Yeah.
It looks like synchronization of these workspace settings or whatever. Usually, if this is the question, the workspace and the CAD standard settings I showed you in the Explorer, for example, the resources, they are not stored locally on your machine. They are at the, for example, network drive where everybody has access, or they could also be a part of the cloud services or the cloud storage. You can share this using a cloud service, and these settings should be there only once. And then everybody is using this and is attached to the settings. So a CAD administrator has to update only one set of files, and everybody else will get the new version or the updated files. Yeah. And the content of these files, if you add, for example, some new levels, some new layers in these libraries, then they will be available the next time you open a file. Every time you open a new file or an existing file, you get the libraries included, and you will see the new levels right here in the level list. Yeah, and there's one major point here: we never change an existing file. So if the CAD admin says for my 1F first floor column, we don't use blue anymore, we're going to use green, for example, then in this file where we have blue columns, it will stay with the blue color as long as you click something like update from library. So there's kind of a synchronization with these libraries and with the CAD standards, but you have to say, yes, now I want to synchronize this. There's no automatically synchronization because we don't want to change existing files. There's a reason why this is blue in this file. And the designer has to say, now we have to go to the new CAD standard. And I guess that was the question. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Just guessing,
definitely.
But I hope so.
I think that's a good, well-rounded response anyway. But if Jitendra, please do elaborate if that's not what we were after. We've had a few responses to previous questions. Faisal is asked a bit of a cheeky question. Do you think SketchUp and comparing the user friendliness of AutoCAD, MicroStation, and SketchUp? If I can, attempt to answer that, it's probably wrong to directly compare in this session, which applications are better than which in which aspect. They're all different. But I think what we can understand from today's session here is MicroStation is probably not fully, but mostly customizable to yourself. So it's essentially down to you as an experienced designer to understand which of the tools are most important to you, are most used by yourself, and to make your designs much more efficient. It's up to you to change the user interface, customize the toolbar. That is up to you to do. So if you're questioning the user friendliness of these applications, if one of these applications gives you the capability to customize, I think that's a significant step in at least answering your queries for it being user friendly.
Yes, and
okay. Is there anything else? Yeah.
We cannot really compare SketchUp with MicroStation. SketchUp is made for simply 3D objects, creating simple 3D drawings, and we've got something also in MicroStation like this in the solids modeling. For example, we got some conceptual drawing tools like imprint new edges to an existing solid, and then pick the surface or the edge and then drag and drop, kind of a push and pull modeling. That's what I know from SketchUp. These tools are also included in MicroStation, but MicroStation has also many more different other tools here, and more than SketchUp could do ever. And I don't know if you can compare this. I don't know.
No, I think they're completely different applications used for different purposes. It depends on what your workflow consists of, and on what you're trying to achieve from your designs, and the level of complexity.
Yeah. At the end,
we've got a few questions coming
here. But the customization
ahead,
tools, you can make MicroStation looks like SketchUp, for example. You can reduce all the different clutter here, and you can show only these tools that you need, and then it should be almost the same then.
Yeah, so most of the things you can do in SketchUp, you can do in MicroStation.
Yes.
But if you're only looking for what MicroStation, only SketchUp wants to do, then there's probably not much point in considering alternatives. But again, it depends on what you're trying to achieve, what kind of designs you're looking to undertake, and the level of complexity and the design that goes into it. We've got some great questions coming in, Ronald, but I think they're general MicroStation questions rather than our topic of discussion here today. I think we'll answer them after this session, not to distract anyone else from this topic. So there's ones about pattern properties. We'll answer that later. Create tools from customer. How to create tools frame. Tools to frame through Customize. Jitendra, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to here. If you can elaborate that, please. Again, there's one about converting Revit files to MicroStation files from Anas. Gents, we'll answer these questions in the comment section as and when they come shortly after the session, but they're not exactly tied into what we're covering here, so we'll leave that for now. Okay, so there's a good question here from Barish. Most of V8i version users heavily use keyboard shortcuts for simple commands such as position mapping. Are we losing that option when upgrading to the Connect version? Thank you, Barish.
No, we don't. Let me show you something here. Let's go to the drawing workflow, for example. And right next to your workflow selection, you got a little V8 icon here. And if you select, for example, dialog, then you will see something very friendly. You should know from V8i. And usually by default, we don't have position mapping, but this is another 2 clicks away. Just go to your preferences, and with position mapping, you can activate this position mapping, and that's all you need to do. And now you can say, okay, what was it? To move elements, I press 2 and 3 and got my move element tool. Still there.
Okay, Barish, I hope that's answered your question. If there is a follow-up required, please do comment. Yeah, thank you very much for everyone and your comments. Keep coming through, keep responding, and keep throwing me questions. We'll do our best to answer those in this session.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, keep them coming. We're still here for you, and we'll still answer your questions. Just to progress from here. So one of the key ways of purchasing one of these licenses for MicroStation, or to go about obtaining one. Firstly, on the top right of your screen, you should see a code there, a QR code. Please feel free to scan it. This will give you 14 days free of MicroStation. You can cover up, and if you've not got access to MicroStation license currently, feel free to undertake these tasks, see if you can do it, see how it fits in with your current workflows. Are you able to implement these? Feel free to share your experience with us. If you do wish to purchase one of these licenses under our new Virtuosity licensing system, it's much more simpler to obtain one of these now at a much more competitive price. So when you buy the software now, you can buy it as an annual subscription. So you don't have to spend a vast amount of money upfront to obtain the license. You can buy very simply annual subscription. These come with keys, which are essentially tokens that you can utilize with us. So you can have in different frames, of course, you can have live sessions to teach you in getting proficient with the software. We can provide you with tons and tons of content. We'll give you tailor-made training. There are on-demand courses. And of course, we can mentor you as well. So once you purchase the license, you'll also get the education elements with it also. Again, so with a few of these keys, and you get several of these, I think it's 6 with a MicroStation purchase, so you can get classroom sessions, you can get consultancy and mentoring. So any element of MicroStation which you're not proficient with, or you feel that you can spruce up, or if you're completely new to MicroStation and you've been utilizing different CAD applications up until now, of course, with what we've covered here, mostly it is customizable for you, but if there's any level of education required, we can provide you with that. So here's the QR code again. Feel free to scan it on your phones or anyone else and try to download it onto your systems. It's very quick, and you can definitely have a play around with it and let us know what you think. So thank you again for joining. We're coming up to the quarter 2 now. Thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time out. We hope we've answered all of your questions today. It's been a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but it's a general discussion that we've had today on how to customize the user interface, make it better fitting with your workflows and the individual disciplines such as bridge design or any other form of design, and how you can very quickly move from these and make these part of your day-to-day tool customization to make your work and your design much more efficient in terms of time durations, and of course saving you from clicks. Thank you very much, everyone, again. This will be posted on YouTube straight after the event, so if there's anything else that we can help with, please feel free to reach out to myself or Ronald, comment in the sections and we'll answer those as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for joining, and have a good day.
Yep. Have a good day. You too. Thanks.